Pion pion pion! Your favorite left-handed bunny is finally here. Dark Conejo at your service. How are you, chat? I hope everyone is alright. I hope everyone is actually seeing, because we're gonna do something today that I was expecting to do from some time ago. You know, since I was a little bunny, I was a big fan of comic books. Like, literally, I've been obsessed with them since I was 14, 15, 13 years old. I don't know, actually. I don't even know how old is my obsession with comic books. I'm pretty sure it started since I was a little kid. Even so, I started reading manga, actually. I started with manga, reading a lot of manga, and it only went upward, you know? It started with manga, with Inuyasha, with Shaman King, with Gantz, and then I jumped into the American comic book world. I remember that an uncle had a lot of comic books. He had a huge collection of them that he also gifted me when I started to collecting them. And I started reading Guardians of the Galaxy. I started reading Spider-Man. Everyone starts with Spider-Man, actually. I'm pretty sure there's not a single person that didn't started reading Spider-Man. And if it wasn't Spider-Man, it was Batman or Superman. One of them. I'm pretty sure one of them was the first comic books for someone, for the majority of us. But anyways, and thanks to that, I've been obsessed with comic books since always, you know, since forever. So, in order to share a little bit of that, of that hobby with you, with all of you, I decided, hey, the Black Panther movie is finally here, so why not reading something between every single one of us, right? So it came this idea, you know, of starting reading Black Panther here between us. Thanks to the movie that was actually, I think it was released today, but I don't actually know because I saw, oh my god, sorry. I needed to, oh, I forgot how to say it. How can I say it? Is it beber in English? How is that? Beber en inglés. Yeah, I needed to drink. Oh, saliva? How is it saliva? Sorry, you know, my English is not the best one, you know? So I have to keep watching and watching. Yeah, I have to keep using the Google Translate until I can actually start learning more English, you know? But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I've been a huge comic book fan since forever, so I thought, hey, what if we just go and read some Black Panther comics? That could be a good idea, right? And well, that's how it came to be here. Today, we're gonna be reading some of the beautiful Black Panther comics. But not every single Black Panther comic, you know? We're gonna read a very special one, for saying it in a way. We're gonna be reading The Rise of the Black Panther, written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And who was this author? I don't remember the name of the actual. I don't remember the name. Sorry, Chad. I'm so sorry. I don't remember the name of the artist. But anyways, we're gonna be reading this for what? 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe? Yeah, that's the idea, actually. Let's see what we can do, okay? But that's the idea, okay? Reading some Black Panther comics to get us on board on this beautiful character, okay? I'll be having the chat here so we can talk a little bit about what we are reading. I'm gonna be reading comments and I'm gonna be trying to do the voices of the characters. Even so, I'm pretty sure it will be like a freaking mess. It will be very bad because I'm not good making voices of characters. I'm not a good voice actor, but I will do my best, okay? I will try the best I can in order to have a good time in between us, you know? So, before starting, I'm gonna still sharing this stream because I want a lot of people to come by. And oh my god, again, sorry for the delay. It wasn't my fault. It's these freaking computers. I don't know what the fuck happened. The first one didn't work. I don't know why it came on a black screen and I had to restart it, but the problem with that one is that is my personal computer, my personal laptop, and there's a problem with that laptop. I don't know what's happening with that one, that sometimes when I don't use it, it goes on a suspend mode. And when I move the mouse, you know, the typical you move the mouse so the screen can appear again, basically to wake up the computer. I don't know what happens, but the computer actually don't detect it, and it stays on a black screen for a long time. But for some reason today the computer decided to you know what? Just fuck it. I'm not gonna work at all. I'm not gonna work at all. Nope. No. I don't wanna work at all. I'm gonna screw it. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm not gonna work at all. I'm gonna make a freaking mess. And that's what it happened. The computer did a freaking mess. And you will think, what kind of mess, Darko? Well, the computer freezes. I tried to start it and didn't work. So I had to restart it. And when it actually started, it came along with some upgrading drivers, some shit like that. I don't understand that shit, to be honest. I don't like it at all. But anyways, aside from that, when I started the good computer, the good PC, for some freaking reason, this one didn't give me. It got. I don't know what happened. Okay, it had a black screen. The computer started up. The CPU started up. Even the monitor was actually working, but this one for some reason didn't start it. Windows didn't start it. Okay, so that was the problem, you know. And what was my great idea? Just restart it. And oh, miraculously, it actually worked. But I was so scared because this isn't even my PC. This is from my brother, and he handles me the PC from time to time to do these streams. But okay, at least we're finally here. Sorry, I needed to drink some water. So we can actually start reading some Black Panther comics. Rise of the Black Panther. I hope we can do this on 1 hour stream, to be honest. I hope we can actually achieve that goal of reading 6 issues on 2 hours, 1.5 hour stream. And we can still chat a little bit while we're doing this. Okay? So let's go. But before that, I have to keep sharing this because of course my friends are the first spectators I will have. So anyways, let's go, okay? Let's go. Remember, I'm not a good voice actor, but I will try my best to entertain you all, okay? I hope you will love this time together. I hope you like the story, and if we don't like it, we can always share on it, right? Right? Okay, let's just start it. Our comic, read along. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna keep sharing this. Excuse me a moment, chat. There we go. Go watch me. There you go. Oh, perfect. Okay, now all my friends know about my stream. Let's start it, okay? I hope you can see it on the screen once I do this. And there you go. Can you see it, chat? Can you see it already? I hope you can. So, this is Rise of the Black Panther Issue 1. Rise of the Black Panther. Since time immemorial, a lineage of fierce warriors king have protected the African country of Wakanda. Theirs was the title of the Black Panther, a mantle of spiritual and political leadership handed down for generations. Thanks to the Black Panthers, the country has remained hidden, uncolonized, and unconquered for untold centuries. Wakanda is home to secret technological advancements and contains the great sacred mound of vibranium, a source of what? Of rare, ultra-durable metal that absorbs energy and vibration. Many have sought to conquer Wakanda, all have failed. No king has ever died at the hands of outsiders. Ooh, I like how this started. I'm pretty sure this is an origin story from Black Panther. I mean, with this description and all that Wakanda thing, I'm pretty sure is that what actually is happening. So this will be a good start point for everyone who's actually entering to comics and want to start with some Black Panther comic books, you know? This is also my my first Black Panther comic actually. I've never read Black Panther in my life. I remember watching him on Avengers, The Mightiest Heroes. I remember watching the movie and seeing him on secondary operations on other comic books, but never actually started reading some Black Panther comics before. This will be my first time doing it, so I hope it actually goes well, you know? Let me just see that this is actually coming together on the stream, because I'm a little bit scared that Marvel will, you know, what is happening here. Let me try to see my own stream here. Can anyone confirm me that everything is going well, that I haven't been banned yet? I hope I haven't been banned yet, you know? So let's see. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, see, here is the C button. Can anyone confirm me if this is working correctly? Oh, perfect, I can see it already. Okay, apparently this is working perfect. Great. I love it. I love when things goes well. Oh, thank you so much. This is working so great. Perfect. Then let's continue. Greeter. Okay, the greeter is Ivan Narcisse, and Ta-Nehisi Coates is a consultant, because if I remember correctly, this was a time when Ta-Nehisi Coates was writing Black Panther, so that's actually explains why he's only a consultant. He tried to probably make it, how is it this word? What is this word? He tried to make it cohesive with his own Black Panther run. The king at the end of everything. Ooh, I like how that sounds. Okay, let's continue. From the journals of the chief scientist of Wakanda, King Niami, wife of King T'Chaka. Dear T'Challa, years ago, when your father was but a child, your grandfather Asuri met a most curious man. You were told to leave our lands. It wasn't the fact that this man was a symbol of his homeland that made Asuri wonder about him. He too knew similar blessings and burdens, nor were it the skills that the captain displayed in combat. Your grandfather knew of the American experiments that had left some men and others dead. Please, we just want to talk. You have a precious resource that can stop a great evil from spreading across the world. So you have come to steal what you desire, as elsewhere on the continent? No, it was the man's naivete that made Asuri scoff at the Captain America's words. What's up, my man? Hello, mamajo! I mean, Darko. Oh, not a problem. I will just censor that. No, not a problem. I get it. It's okay. I will censor that once I upload this to the VODs. Not a problem. Mwah. Thank you for being here. I hope you will stay here a lot longer, because we are gonna read all these miniseries from finish to start. We're not gonna stop. Yeah, I know it's hard to get used to a new nickname, but it's just a matter of time, you know? It's just a matter of time. I'm pretty sure everyone will keep handling it very well. So, as I was saying, we're gonna read all this thing from start to finish. 6 issues, non-stop. I will need a lot of water, because as I can see, there's a lot of dialogues here, but I hope it goes well, you know? Oh my god. Anyways, let's continue. No, it was the man's naivety that made Asuri scoff at Captain America's words. That does not happen in Wakanda. I'm not here to steal anything. You didn't know the kind of man we're fighting against. I don't know you either. The sudden arrival of a common enemy made them allies. Oh, the Nazis. The Cap Hydra. That's shed off the World War II. But it was the captain's nature that made them friends. He grew to appreciate Wakanda as few outsiders ever had. So much so that the king entrusted him with the highest gift Wakanda can offer your father, eldest son of Asuri. Never forgot that. Okay. Here's a caption box from editor. To see more of Captain America and Asuri, check out Captain America, Black Panther, Flags of Our Father. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. Then, Black Panther gifted Captain America some vibranium, and Captain America gifted his shield. Ooh, this is a good friendship. I love them. Your grandfather never saw the captain again, but their one interaction made a tribal council very uneasy for years. Captain America's indomitable will and indestructible shield helped the Allies win the World War II, They called your father Asuri the Wise, King T'Chaka, but the stupidest thing he ever did was give our medal to the American captain. The vibranium steel alloy in the shield helped him save the world, just as he promised. They probably stumbled onto the formula by accident. Other Rutukus are doubtlessly searching for the realm right now, greedy for that which only we have. Rutuku, a derisive random word for white people. Basically, a slur for white people on Africa, I wanna think? Or maybe on the Black Panther universe? I don't know, okay? Let's continue. We'd not have any visitors, Kanska, so the good captain likely kept his voice of secrecy. I have heard nothing from my spy network to suggest that the Americans know how to find Wakanda. Ah, yes. Via the intelligence briefings giving only to the Black Panther? Now, Kanska, for security's sake, only the king can be privy to the spy network's findings. I see you have brothers back as always, Sian. So do you likewise agree that Asuri was right in giving a vibranium sample to an American outworlder? Our father knew how to foster trust, Kanska. Fostering trust with Rutuku. Bah! Is that why you adopted that white child who survived that plane crash in the north? Hunter would not have survived in Wakanda had I not taken him in. And that is as it should be. Maybe you will not agree with giving him away Wakanda resources if you had your own family to think about, my lord. Ha! Now that's something I can agree with, Kanska on. Any of those Dora Milaje will bear you fine here, T'Chaka. I will find my own queen, brother. Now, all this talk of vibranium reminds me of something I need to check on. I must take my leave, gentlemen. Ooh! Only 2 pages and I'm starving off. I'm still sick right now again. I think I will have to go for another bottled water in a few minutes. T'Chaka will never admit to chafing in the shadow of your grandfather, to the great unifier Asuri, but your father always liked to go his own way. One he never knew when he'd actually bothered to stand on ceremony. I suppose that's what drew us together. After my family died, I went to the outside world to try to escape grief, but Wakanda drew me back. I could hear the roar of the panther from a mile away. No helmet, oh king. I have to wear the mask of the panther habit enough as it already is, Nayami. My skin needs to be breathed some of the time, and sweat, too. It seems another grueling set of combat preparations for Challenge Day, then? Oh, sorry. I recently ate and I have to... I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like eruptar, so I'm trying to do it as low as possible so it cannot be detected by the microphone. Let's continue. When your father and I met, I was a woman who was trying to peel away the mysteries of the Great Mound. Like him, I looked at vibranium and saw the Führer. No, it was just the obligatory tribal council statecraft with crusty old Gangsa. How go your test, my love? See here, the energy absorbed by the vibranium strengthens structural bonds on a subatomical level. That energy is still there. It's just doing something else. I'd be getting scraps of ore and molding lessons from extraction masters who knew my parents. Smarty Yam, you could be doing all this in the palace. I haven't forgotten your offer, but we both know it wouldn't be as simple as improved equipment and a staff of assistants. Why not? I am the king and you will be my queen. When he got word of a metalworking witch in the countryside using vibranium rims and anklets to quell aches and pains, your father investigated. And there I was. Oh my god. As I've said before, I'm not so sure I am meant to be queen. How can you be so certain? You returned from studying abroad because you are Wakandan in your heart. All I want is for us to build these lands future together. Your future demands a line of succession, T'Chaka. My heart is divided over giving you an heir. And hair. Sorry for that. You know, I'm still trying to improve my English. So this is also like a teaching session for me, a practice session for me. That's actually a good thing. I want to think about that. But anyways, keep going. I know you love me and you've said you want children. Why this uncertainty? Because of all the possible futures Wakanda might have to face? What What will any children of ours inherit as science of the realm? Okay, a science of the realm. The tribal wars that took your parents are long past, Naomi. Wakanda enjoys peace that our ancestors never knew. Why does such bounty concerns you? I knew that the gravity of the throne was something not even our wonder metal could negate. Censoring a child of mine to the responsibility of rule gave me pause. I want our children to have the stars, not secrecy. We'll be venturing out into the cosmos soon, and with vibranium shielding our rockets from detection, America and Russia won't even know. That's classified technology, my love. Classified technology that I gave you the idea for. And so you see, I need you by my side. You're strategizing more broadly than anyone I have access in the palace. Such flattery, my king. Simply the truth, my queen. I can make no promises about the future, even here in the realm. Change comes too fast to reckon with. The only way I'll make the best decisions will be with you sitting next to me. Okay, we can try. If this works out, can we be the first Wakandan royal family to fly into space? Only if you promise not to sing at all while we're in orbit. Oh, I love when they do this type of interactions. This is actually a cute couple, you know? I will love to see more of them. I think this will be a comic book about them actually, not about T'Challa and Wakanda, but from its past, from its fathers. So let's hope to keep that way. The palace regulars didn't know what to make of me when I moved into the Golden City. I heard he found her in the refugee camp on the Mohandan border. The serving girls told me she only eats with utensils made from sacred metal. From the sacred metal. Does she even eat at all? How can one be the king's betrothed and still be so skinny? I will say that I was hurt by what I overheard walking the halls of the palace, but I'd been alone for so long that others' opinions mattered little to me. My husband's in security, and apparently she's in that lab at all hours of the night. Good day, my queen. Shall we continue ushering in a golden age of technological development? Oh, hush, Takami. I'm not queen yet, just a person who knows what it's like to be without. And while the realm's borders remain inviolate, time stands still for no one. If we are to remain our own masters, we must make sure every part of Wakanda has its own strength to lend to a greater whole. Hello, Mayoba said that man is Black Panther and that you will be his wife. Is that true? Yes, it is, little one. Does he really eat special plants to turn into a giant werecat every night? No, dear. He's always a man. A very good man. You know what I love about you, Smarty Yam? The fact that I give you amazing things to take credit for? You never call these people commoners, like those in Burning Sana. No Wakandan is common, T'Chaka. We used to fight one another with terrifying ferocity. Now our strengths combine and multiply. Your love has done the same for me. Oh, what a cute couple. I know there are people believe that the goddess Baz watches over the realm. I don't believe in gods, but I believe in their belief. I believe it in your father too, and so Baz found me suitable. We are aware of this woman, son of Asuri, and the changes she has brought to the realm. On the realm, god damn it! Sorry! On the realm, we take great pleasure in your love and bless your union. Oh, they're gonna get married! Nowadays, Wakandans don't kill each other that much, but my family all died in the conflict that preceded unification, so I had no sisters or aunties to sew my gowns or to stand by my side when I wed your father. A black dress? Are you sure? Yes, Takami, I am. It will represent the grief of what I've lost and the glory of what I'm moving into. You think anyone's going to get all that? Maybe not. But it'll still look good. Oh. She has a charming personality. Our Mira called it the most beautiful wedding that the world will never see. From what I've seen outside of the world, they love royal nuptials. If they saw how they did it in Wakanda, they'd be green with envy. Every year, on Challenge Day, the king fights to prove he's still fit to the role. The first time I watched T'Chaka take on the realm's fiercest warriors during Challenge Day, I wept at I wept at his wounds. Last year you left my head ringing for 3 days, Tanso, only for me to return to the favor. Only for me to return the favor. But as the years went on, I thrilled at how he struck with just the right amount of force and anticipated when to evade. I had too been running a gauntlet of swords, snotty attitudes, and barbed words against me, and, like your father, I had to know when to attack or dodge. The years went by, and your father and I kept trying to have children, while Tom's waged that the orphan queen couldn't fulfill her most important duty. Your father continued to rule. I have with me representatives from the southeast, my lord, petitioning for admission into the Vibranium Extraction Academy. Shangamire, they've only just stopped killing each other. Now you want me to let these Hambasi become minors? I can't entrust our most sacred trait to hotheads and opportunists. With all your learnings, you must see that to do so will be to poison Wakanda's very lifeblood. My lord, the Yaur in these provinces see no path ahead of them. If we must have monarchy, then at least let them have a hand in carving out Wakanda's future. The future, you say? Very well. Send the best and worst of their youngest, Changamire, if they stoke any chaos, all of their villages. And you will pay the price. Oh. Your father will tell me later that he'd been too distracted to pick up the subtle changes to my scent. Husband? Yes, beloved? Is this possible something that could wait? Not particularly. You see, I'm already late. But that day he breathed in deep, and his heightened senses told him that he was going to be a father. Oh, and this is how good old T'Challa born. Perfect. While he waited, your father continued to safeguard Wakanda, but he could not have foreseen the betrayal coming from one of his own citizens. My father Tanso's injuries from Challenge Day had left him unable to work the border patrol. He refuses the Cat King's stipend out of pride. See how T'Chaka threats his own countrymen. What is this foolishness you speak, madame? Those men there are thieves. We have peace now. He denies us a conqueror's destiny. This peace makes us soft. I am talking to men who will change that. Indeed we will. Indeed we will, Madame Bue. In my youth, I became part of a movement that reawakened a nation's conquering spirit. You too will have such a fate. The weapons and warriors you spoke of, Baron von Strucker, the ones capable of defeating the Panther and his armies? Wait, von Strucker is that old? Is that old von Strucker? I remember watching him on a run of Ta-Nehisi Coast Captain America like 4 years ago, but that one happened during these times. So what happened? I don't know the story of Von Strucker aside from that he works with Hydra, but I don't know why is he so old. What? Can someone explain it to me? They move through neighborhood Hingasania, my young friend. When I'm returning them, your countrymen will see that true warriors do not hide. I have searched for this damned country for years. Our plane's instruments will detect nothing from high above, but I made my pilots fly dangerously low, and then my eyes beheld a cursed wall that I could never forget. The 1st Battalion estimates that they're 4 days away, sir. And the Ichor tank? Long-range abilities working as projected. Excellent! Hail Hydra! Weeks later, the peace T'Chaka had worked for faced its gravest threat. Sire, I'm getting reports of a breach attempt at the western border wall. Patrol agent says it's an army of white men. Come in, I recommend. The Wakandans have some kind of device. Our guns gon' fire! It's time to see if your information is correct, young madam. Open fire! Our guns are working again! Hail Hydra! Takami? Yes, sire. If that tank takes out any more jammers, the rest of this green and yellow Rutuku will storm the border walls. So, activate the Bashenga unit, Priority Alpha! And, as it's ever been, the Black Panther wrapped the soul of Wakanda around himself and it protected him. Ooh, that's what I like about Black Panther. He's a king, but he doesn't send soldiers to fight his fights. He's like the chattest of the chattest, and he decides to just go and fight the own fight for his own country. This is really something I like a lot about this guy. So let's continue. And Takami, I need that telemetry data, like a Nigandan goat herder needs rain during a drought. Reading shows a high volatility energy pocket in the lower from quadrant. My king, Pashenga unit. The beast's heart beat beneath its sorry excuse for an elephant's trunk. Make you rain through. Ha! Our armor holds against the Kafir's fetal attacks. Ready another volley. Sir, spares are in a place. Okay. And then the Black Panther goes on his motorcycle and jumps. No! He sends a lance. Are we fully charged, Takami? Yes, sir. We have carried feel of you, people! Ooh. That's actually one of the chattest things I ever seen on a comic book. At least from Black Panther. I need to read more of them. And, as it has ever been, Wakanda fed its energy to a Black Panther. Your father did what they all have. He struck down those who would have invaded us. We must retreat, madame way. But in simply revealing themselves to us, your former countrymen have given us a powerful weapon to use against them. We have knowledge of that place that does not wish to be known. As the prince, you will learn that Wakanda faces constant threats, and that our strength comes from sacrifice. Lives are offered up so that the realm's existence can continue. How many dead, Takami? 5, sir, but we maintain it 98.72%. Structural integrity of the border wall. No signs of encroachment anywhere else. Have the White Wolf asked the locals to be sure? Hunter? Oh, yes, sir. There's more news, my king. Out with it, my friend. It's been a long day. Reports from the palace say that the queen is not well. She fainted suddenly after we received news of your victory, brother. The herbalists and doctors don't think it's stress related. The baby appears to be fine, my king. The queen's symptoms match a rare autoimmune disease never encountered here in the realm. Does treatment exist? I've not heard of one, sir. Before she fell ill, the Queen and I discussed possible Wakandan enhancement of American medical technologies. One man might be able to help. Howard Stark. First, its magnetic wave context that I shouldn't exist. Now I'm talking to the king of a myth. And yet, Mr. Stark, America had proof of our existence in your captain's indestructible shield. He never told his superiors we got that amazing metal, but I do unspeakable things to get more of it. So unspeakable things, then. Your bionanite enhancement infusion for an ounce of Wakandan vibranium. Look, the Chaka, is it? I'd call holes in Nick Fury's parachutes for a sample of your uranium, but what can you possibly need my super booster shot for? Someone important to me is gravely ill. My work as king and the future of my country depends on her survival. Let's call this the start of a beautiful friendship, then. Keep your rock for now, but if my genie is worse, I want a pound of your lovely metal. You have my word. Have your people call my people because apparently my people don't even know how to get in touch with you. Super polarized magnetic waves. Gotta find out how you're doing that. You know, Andeva, I was part of the squad that encountered your country with Captain America years ago. Its existence was classified. Guess that's why they had me the point person for this handoff. So I've seen some of the wonders of your country, but how on earth did you build a ship capable of flying so quickly from Africa all the way here to Long Island? I'm afraid that is... what did you call it? Classified. But thank you, Gabriel Jones. Your country has saved my queen's life. On the name of my father, death to the lackeys of Ukatana! Ukatana is Zulu for kitten. Agent Jones, look out! Suck. Shh. Got off one head. Andeva. No! Blood. Something has. Traitors to Wakanda. Thwarted your father's efforts to ease my pain. I knew that was close at hand. I know what has transpired, my love. I'm not afraid. These kicks tell me that our son will have your strength, and he will have my love for you, Tachaka. He will always have that. Now lie next to me and let me feel your warmth. But, but I held on. For the realm, for your father, for the future, but mostly for you. And here we have the baby like, wah. He has your long arms and legs, my love, and your big head, Panther King. Hello, my son. Let's not wait. Hello, my son. Let's not waste any time getting acquainted, okay? Oh my god. A week after she gave birth to Prince T'Challa, Naomi, chief scientist of Wakanda, healer, dreamer, orphan queen, departed the unconquered realm quietly in her sleep. I had promised to take care of the stars, brother. I cannot rule without her, and yet you must. The king's griefs overwhelmed him for weeks, months, years. He sought escape in drink, courtesans, and dark strategies. His truest joy came from his young cub, from whom the king hides his sadness and the burden of rule. You shaped the vibranium like so, my lord. The boy's lessons in royal duty began at age 5, when he accompanied his father on border inspection for the first time, but prince or not, he was only a little boy. And little boys get lost. Am I to understand that Wakanda's finest warrior have misplaced the prince of the realm? He is one little boy. There are 10 of you, my lord. I know the boy's scent as well as my own. I will take longer to find him in this damnable rain. In the meanwhile, you all can think about ways to survive your exile. From the journals of Queen Ramonda, second wife of King T'Chaka, mother-in-law, but blood of Prince T'Challa. Looking back at this now, I suppose it was only right that I met you before meeting your father. Tears ran down his face, but your son never wept aloud, oh King of Wakanda. How do you know who I am? The whole continent whispers of Wakanda and its Panther Kings. They just don't know where to find them. And yet, here you are. I am merely a woman on walkabout, Wakandan. My name is Ramonda. Women go on walkabout where you are from, Ramonda. I walk to find the means to resist the great injustice choking the life out of my homeland. This is harder than I expected, sorry. Well, you can walk with us now, Ramonda, and we can all get out of the damn rain. I left South Africa looking for help, allies, arms, or money to aid in lifting the boot of apartheid off the throats of my brothers and sisters. I told myself my time away from home will be a short one. 28, 29, 13. Ready or not, here I come. But the warmth of your cheek against my shoulder kept me in the golden city, T'Challa. I knew that someday I would return to the homeland that needed me. But you were a little boy without a mother. You needed me more. The Wakandans who still mourned their orphans' queen scoffed at the king marrying an interloper who would raise their prince. In secret, wise Changmire counseled against me becoming a queen, but the look in your eyes, T'Challa, told me I was doing the right thing. It was always hard for me to publicly celebrate the anniversary of my marriage to your father, even after bearing him a daughter, but another anniversary weighed even more heavily on the entire country. I'd never seen your father as hunted as on that day. The history books called the Hydra battle T'Chaka's triumph, but to him, even after 10 years, it was a struggle that he won thanks only to Naomi's genius. Let us begin with a moment of silence for all who have fallen in defense of the realm. Good afternoon, Wakanda! My name is Ulysses S. Claw, and I am here to petition the Black Panther for mining rights to the metal called vibranium. There will be no petition. The only people with the right to mine vibranium live inside these walls, leave this place, or die. I'm afraid I've come too far to do either of those, King. Let's see if that Hydra intel has worth all the damn money. King T'Chaka, They're broadcasting a counter frequency that's disabling the jammers. Animal cunning won't save you, king. Your country will be mine and Wakanda will become civilized. You come here and make claim of dominion. We are not the ones who need civilizing. My prince, you must run far away from here. You aren't ready here. You aren't ready yet for this kind of fight. But Suri, my father needs me. You're the prince, huh? Not for much longer. Father! Oh, shit. Ark! Man, take the boy! I'm not a boy. I'm the king. Yeah! Retreat! Oh, T'Challa. I have read Nayami's letters. Your mother's fears about your future have taken up home in my heart. You are brave and brilliant, like your parents. I know you will rise to the throne in your time, but I also know the destiny you inherit may steal your life. Unless you find the strength to change proud Wakanda or the cruel world that surrounds it, unless you become a Black Panther the likes of which this realm has never seen. Holy shit! That was a great first issue! That was very good. I gotta be honest, I didn't have so much expectations for this book. I thought it would be like only a, this type of miniseries Marvel tend to release when they are prior to a movie. It will be like a filler up on the branches of the comic book stores. Like, oh, you wanna see the Black Panther movie? Well, look at this. Here we have the comic book miniseries about the origin of the Black Panther. But no, this was actually something very good. I like how it gives a lot of context about the history of the first Black Panther, of T'Challa's father, and their marriage and all that. But it's not also an exposition comic book. It actually tells a story, and that is something I love so much, because sometimes this type of books tends to only do a lot of exposition about concepts and stuff like that, instead of actually telling a story. But this one actually told me something, and that is something I actually like so much. I loved it. I love this so much as you don't have any idea. I'm so hyped for the next 5 issues. Let's see how they can come. This one was a very great startup. This is actually a good example of how to make an origin story, a good first comic book. Let's see how the other one can come. Let's see, where is the other one? Here it is. Rise of the Black Panther, issue 2. Another stuff I like about the other issue is that it also shows their friendship with other people. Like, for example, you can see how Captain America allied with Wakanda, or how the Starks have this alliance with Wakanda. You can start to see all the relationships the Black Panther, not just the Black Panther, but the actual Wakanda Empire have with other characters of the Marvel Universe, like Captain America, their friendship with the Starks, their enemies like Hydra or Ulysses Claw. I like that it gives a lot of good context in such a few pages, while you can see a story. Oh my god, let's see with the next one. Let's proceed. Rise of the Black Panther, issue 2. Rise of the Black Panther. We were not gonna read this because we already saw what happened on the last issue. Coffin for Head of State. Ooh, this is already about T'Challa. Perfect. And remember, guys, Black Panther was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. These men thought they could take Wakanda's lifeblood beyond its borders. That will not happen while I sit on the throne. The Black Panther! No! Ancestors, save me! This men hid amongst construction workers, helping to build a building T'Chaka, named after my fallen father. They thought they were clever, waiting for weeks, until the rain came, when their deaths will be harder to trace. You wanna stop us, Panther? We have weapons that you've never reckoned with. Keep away from here! Keep him away from me! Foreign arms won't save you. How did you find us? These traitors have plotted in ignorance, lacking the secret knowledge known only to those who rule. A Black Panther always knows where vibranium is. Every Wakandan knows that for centuries, panther monarchs have incited a heart-shaped herd with hidden senses. You will tell me you attempt to betray Wakanda? No, I can't! I don't want to disappear too! But they had no way of knowing that vibranium's strange qualities have changed Wakanda's flora over the eons, resulting in this special here. The quirk of genetics that lets the herd work on a select few also binds those men and women to vibranium energies, and so they are found. I know not of what you speak, but trust that your crimes will be accounted for. Oh, the Black Panther lineage is like the chattest of the chats now that I can see about it. Unlearned as they are, they couldn't know of that. The cause of the lesson is shame and imprisonment. No one will steal from Wakanda while I ruled this land. Weeks ago. Holy shit, what is this? It is a no thing to come from a country that has never been conquered. Wakanda is a warrior nation that repelled the colonizers who drained the rest of Africa of its precious resources. Our annual challenge day ritual comes from the belief that every Wakandan possesses the strength and the guile to keep the realm inviolate. So far, our mystery man's beaten everyone else's on the field, Clio, but he's up against the king's elite guard now. The Dora Milash don't usually get involved in the competition, Letton, but this masked challenger has everybody nervous. Oh damn. He started to punch the women. No, you cannot punch the women. What the fuck, dude? Wow, a trap! The challenge location changes every year to prevent such strategies. Our mystery man must have incredible tactical foresight to set it up here ahead of time. And there goes, the last guard taken out by a beautiful racing palm strike. That means it's time for the final showdown, the King of Wakanda facing an unknown aspirant. Xi'an has ruled Wakanda for almost 2 decades, ever since the tragic death of his brother. Think that ends today, Clio? That all depends on who our mystery man is. A knife attack? Not much of a threat for the Panther's superior reflexes. Look! It's a trick knife that's spraying some kind of dust. This won't save you, trickster. Who are you? I am here to warriors and thinkers, son of Nayami and T'Chaka. My name is T'Challa, and I will not fall today. It's the Hero Prince, but rumor says he wouldn't challenge for another 2 years. Well, T'Challa isn't the prince anymore. He's the new Black Panther. In Wakanda, everyone thinks they can be king, and the duty of kings is to keep their realms unconquered. Now, the Wakandan Royal Palace. These beliefs create challenges that only present themselves on cover of the night. Your father will have crushed the red from their very bodies, pulled their traitorous fingers from their sockets, and then transmitted their judgment for all to see. I never saw such behavior, my king, Uncle Xi'an. You were steered away from it, around the palace's winding passages. It is not for Kimoyo to shatter a child's images of their father. Kimoyo, the super advanced operating system that powers Wakandan technology. Be that as it may, know this, I am not my father. I cannot be. His death gave us cold evidence that Wakanda faces bolder dangers now. I fear only a different rule can preserve its borders. It is you who are king now, T'Challa. Speak plainly. Clearly something's on your mind. Change moves all around us, uncle. Forces of nature appear suddenly in the sky, while others claim to be humankind's evolutionary replacements. We can no longer choose to stay hidden from the outside. Oh, I like that. It is acknowledging that the rest of the Marvel universe actually exists. That's something I love seeing here. This is folly. Wakanda's shrouded existence is for the good of the realm and the world. If they knew of our superiority, they wouldn't let it stand, and we are not conquerors. What would Wakanda have done if Professor Richards and his team fell before the world devourer? Beats our drums and sings war songs about being unconquered as the planet's crust boiled beneath us? The history of the continent shows us that outsiders cannot be trusted. With the way your father died, T'Challa, You, of all people, should know better. My father's death taught me one crucial lesson. You cannot prepare for the threats you don't know about. We've let the world come to us with ill intent for so long. I propose we go to them and show that we have marvels that rival their own. I should never agree to let you go to that Columbia University. Those schools are years behind us. My socks are my own, uncle, as is my rule. We are Wakanda. We should not be afraid. Afraid, you say? Wakanda never knew fear during my time as regent. But Wakanda also never knew that there were brothers and sisters lost to them. These traitors, mentions of disappearance, prompted me to review all security files. I found these reports of missing citizens going back more than 10 years. I had hunted discreetly, leading the Hound Serase, security officers, investigations with real borders. T'Challa. There will be magic if the country knew people were going missing. So you choose to keep family and friends in the dark? A ruler must make such hard decisions. You will see. Nahadaka. You have no idea what it was like back then. I don't care what the laws of physics say. I want the blast radius triplet. We can't ever be caught off guard. King Saiyan. With word of another abduction. The wife of a factory worker near burning Bashenga. Taken during a river baptism. T'Chaka made you the White Wolf and gave you the command of the Hatut Ceres, Hunter. Why does the man in charge of the nation's secret security division never come to me with good news? The rains made it hard for eyewitnesses to see, but they said it was as if the water itself swallowed her whole, without a sound. You and the Hatut Serase have been looking into this for 5 years. My own tracking expeditions with Dora Milaje, and all to no avail. I wonder if this superstitious nonsense is true. Sir, if the public knew about these incidents, they might be able to aid our efforts, or, at least, protect themselves. If they think the throne can't protect them, then Wakanda goes back to being nothing more than a group of warring tribes. The search continues. But no one shall speak of this matter. I can understand not sending T'Challa and Shuri, Saiyan, but to keep such matters from me as well? T'Chaka may have died, but Ramona is still queen. What I see, uncle, is that we have Wakandans lost in a world they don't know. They may be dead or alive. Ignorance of their fates betrays what the throne stands for. I'll start passing the data to see what I can tell us, brother. Thank you, Shuri. I need to grapple with the world beyond our borders, uncle. And, so its people may not know it yet, so does Wakanda. Reveal Wakanda to the world and you're returning the Black Panther into an impotent symbol, or a more powerful one. Later. T'Challa, the men you captured say they were heading to Lake Lianza to meet people who wanted to buy vibranium. Using water transport during monsoon season over hundreds of miles is extremely dangerous. They must have had another way to get there without detection. Attempts to steal both metal and people from our country can be coincidence. Please call up the most recent missing persons report, Shuri. A family of 5 doing a pilgrimage to Warrior Falls, 2 fishermen from a village near Menanigai, 4 engineers from an irrigation facility in Alcama Fields, all taken near waterways. There's our connection, and the patterns moving eastward. Do you want me to order more troops along the shorelines? No, sister. That will alert whoever lies in wait. I will go alone. But first, I must talk to our people. My fellow Wakandans, I stand before you in the golden city of our beloved realm, filled with love for you all. Distraction Academy. Our many peoples learned to live and prosper together, keeping our wonders hidden from the half-seen world of centuries of interrupted glory. The Alcama Fields. But danger has always stalked Wakanda. Since becoming king, I have learned that some of our brothers and sisters have taken from the land they loved, the vibranium mines. I will personally be leading the efforts to find our missing people. My search may take me, and Wakanda itself, into the very places we have secreted ourselves away from. The Techno Jungle. But I tell you what we need to not fear, for we are Wakanda. Change can only multiply our glories, not impede them. An irrigation facility in the Alkama Fields. The ground here is too sudden, just like at the other abduction sites, and there's the same salty vapor lingering, too. It's different than the flavor of our native air. You know how our air tastes? I'm the Black Panther, sister. Of course I know how Wakandan air tastes. That speech, you mean it, don't you? About moving out in the open? We've told ourselves we built a country where no one could get in, Shuri. But unbeknownst to us, that's what's been happening. I don't need to tell you that people aren't going to like us. Do you ever wonder what father will do in these situations? I think he will focus on giving our countrymen answers. So let's do that. Together. Right. Direction and water are the common denominators. Our abductors must be heading to Lake Nyanza. Already heading there. I'll be there in oh no. Shuri, a satellite scan of the airspace about 20 miles southeast of my location. I heard echoes of a massive explosion. You heard it from 20 miles away? The heart-shaped hairs blessed me with hypersense. Like all those who came before, it's all been part of being the Black Panther. I know. A scan shows a surface-to-air missile launch in that vicinity. T'Challa, that place is right, over the Ugandan border. Also, the Hattusarase recovered the Deep's energy weapons. Specification matches guns being used in Uganda by General Sorun's troops against reform activists. Our neighboring nation doesn't have the means to make that gun, much less slip it past Wakandan surveillance technology. Something's out of sorts. Wait a second. Perfect, let's continue. Every time you read with your voice, in loud voice chat, always remember to hydrate yourself because you will really need it. I haven't even finished this issue and I already drank my water like 2 or 3 times. This is so freaking hard. Are you sure you don't want to airlift troops out there? At least a detachment of Dora Milaje? The more force we present, the greater the possibility complications. No, the better the possible complications. Stealth and caution are best now. I know you're the king with superpowers and everything now, but you're still my brother. Please be careful. Remember, you could never find me during hide and seek. They'll never see me coming. I'm going silent, sister. Speeding through the fields dotting this part of Wakanda, I can't help but think of history and how every move adds into it. Uganda's riots still curse my ancestors for seizing farmland they say belonged to them. Some king before me made a decision resulting in generations of hate. Am I about to do the same? Were you in the ship? Do you need help? Wait, is that? Damn! Yes it is! Freaking Namor! The other lover of Sue Richards. I need no help from a surface dweller. I've read about your hatred for the surface war, Submariner, but I am the Black Panther and you are on my land now. Stand down. Your land, huh? Then it was your weapons that shot my craft out of the sky? Wakanda is not a nation of warmongers. Your accusation betrays your ignorance. Ignorance? We'll see who's the ignorant when I beat the answers out of you, Catman! Namor has menaced the surface war before. His sea-born sense matches what I sensed at the abduction sites. He must be the one kidnapping Wakandans. My name is T'Challa, and it is you who will give me answers. You caught me! How? Whatever trickery you're using won't save you, T'Challa. When them fight your broken body, tell them it was Namor, King of Atlantis, who crushed you. A little pause to see a fun fact about Namor that I like about Marvel Snap, and is that the location of Atlantis actually matches pretty well with Namor, because the ability of Namor in that game is that if you put it on one location alone, he will double his power, and if you put it on Atlantis, Atlantis gives the the character in the location if he's alone plus 5 of power, so you will have a 15 power Namor. And if you play Marvel Snap before, you will know that that is a lot. A freaking lot. But let's continue. What kind of kingdom is Atlantis that steals another nation's sons and daughters, Namor? You dare accuse me? As if the dusty lips of surface folk matter me at all? Wait, there are heartbeats and breathing noises in Namor's craft, modeled as if smothered by liquid. So, your trickery falters now? No, not quite. My gloves absorbs their and reuse kinetic energy. I can safely shed the power they have gathered from your blows. Or I can use it to explode your craft and destroy the lives of those inside. How much do the lives of your own people matter? They mean everything. Quell your rage and think. You were hurt when I found you. I would have attacked if I meant to kill you and yours. You would have failed. Your bravado aside, Namor, my first words were an offer to help. It was an attack from Niganda, the nation bordering on the east, that felled your craft. Beep, kinetic energy dissipating. Whew! I have been known at times to act rashly. What now? My search for some missing Wakandans must go on. We're both hunting then, as a search for the traitors drew me here. Perhaps we see the same enigma, Namor. A temporary alliance, then, my strength and your knowledge of this land, together to rout betrayers and thieves. Who are these traitors you seek? Miscreants who object my very existence, led by a military scientist named Merano. As we make our way south, Namor speaks of Atlantis. It occurs to me that we are two sons of hidden kingdoms, both struggling to keep the myths of themselves alive. You damaged my vehicle. I'll need you to carry it all aloft. Why does this Merano seek your death? I am the son of both land and sea. He mocks the color of my skin and says that Atlantis shouldn't have a half-breed freak on the throne. He is not alone in that. So they revolt against you and seek your death? Is it so different in your land, T'Challa? We have no open internal conflicts in Wakanda for years. Don't be naive, young king. Some of your people want you dead. You just don't know it yet. I traveled the depths of the Earth's seas and soared over its highest mountains. Why haven't I heard of your Wakanda before? We did not wish to be heard of. And now I realize that we may no longer have a choice. I see something peculiar settles down here. We're on Nigandian soil now. Be wary, our angry neighbor country is paranoid and bellicose. A fitting partner for whatever Merano's schemes are, then. As I talk, this lock glints as if recently installed more advanced than it should be to. You take too long, little king. Patience, Lord of Atlantis. Kimoyo's language algorithm should have the password shortly. A password, you say? I have one that should work. Imperious Rex! I could prefer to still over theater, Namor. I warned you about my rash behavior, didn't I? We're going to just out to make sure you were dead, you pink-skinned mongrel. Now I can do it myself. Today is the day I send you to remain ye cat god, Panther. Namor, something dire transpires in those machines. My people's heartbeats are faint and I smell. Your blood? Like the Ernians I worked with long ago, Asania believed that only men of superior stock should hold power. I reached out to them to establish new rage on land and in the seas. I've seen the King of Atlantis' power myself, Merano. He seems much stronger than you. Not for long, dolt. The surface world scientists are helping us to find a way to weaken the half-bred infernal cells so a true Atlantean can rule the seas. Your plan will never come to pass, traitor. I have to admit this is kinda a pretty stupid scene. It's like, bro, you're just talking with the enemy instead of just destroying his weapon. Why? Just attack it and end this stuff, please. Don't be so sure. This electronet is designed to boil the water inside your body, Namor. I asked the air breathers to make it hurt. What? This clouded buffon should be frying alive too! Your erstwhile allies have no idea what Wakandan science can do, Merano. Tell me what you've stolen from my people. From my people from Wakanda, Sorun. Not so impenetrable when the Talantian cloaking technology creeps in, Panther? Gisanians and water breathers are helping us score all we can from these captive minds. The Waibasanian government still oppresses our black brothers and sisters. We hate each other, yes, but we both hate you more. Oh my god. You pre-cat worshippers stole our future when you seized our richest soil from centuries ago. Now we take your secrets. Things didn't have to be this way, Sorun. Oh, have the high and mighty Wakandan Isolianists ever parleyed with the less fortunate? Get this man out of my sight, Namor. Soon, vast as my witness, I never gave up hope. Never. I knew a Black Panther would come for us, even here in wretched Niganda. Come, grandmother. Let's get you home. Despite the addition of what must be Atlantean technology, Kimoyo made short work of this computer's encryption. Shuri, do you read me? T'Challa! Thank goodness! Super senses or not, you had me worried transponder data. Has you in Uganda? Oh, transponder data had you in Uganda. Okay, I get it. It's a long, strange story, but all is well. Rendes was at my location. Understand this, Sorun. The day I learned that you've spoken of what's happened here is the day that Wakanda's policy of non-aggression ends. Plan further bitterly at your own peril. Well, Namor, you've managed to quell a rebellion, and you'll be reuniting loving ones soon enough. Tell me, why did you agree to an alliance with me? I lost my people once. I was a king without a nation, a protector with no one to protect. Few things can hurt me, but that... Thank you for helping me find my missing brothers and sisters. Oh yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Namor was the first superhero with the power of light. Everyone else came later, but he was the first superhero. These infernal computers likely hold secrets that will imperil both of our kingdoms. My soldiers are on their way so they can destroy this facility. An understandable decision, King of Atlantis. Farewell, T'Challa. Keep this sort of thing up and you might make for a half-decent king someday. This is what we call quemamon in Spanish. Namor flies into Rage's bucket by impossible strength. His armies can rise from the seas without guarding. He now knows where Wakanda is. Shuri, I need you to delay the Atlantean soldiers when they get here. What? Why? How? You're the crown princess of Wakanda. You'll think of something. Namor was an ally today, but who knows what he'll be tomorrow? You were right, uncle. A lifetime of hard decisions lies ahead of me. Namor's men can start demolishing this place, Shuri. Are you going to tell me what you were up to, T'Challa? Better than you don't know. Did you say I understand our uncle a little better now? Not sure I like the sound of that. Head counts and face scans showed these pure soul accounts all but one of the abduction reports. Who is the Wakandan that's unaccounted for? A young man from the Southwest province. He was accepted into the Extraction Academy, so above average intelligence too. His name is Nick Yakada. One Wakandan out there lost in the world is still too many. Father never had to deal with borders like this. The wake of it all. Father never had to fight the King of Atlantis, T'Challa. You're bringing mothers, sons, and loved ones back home to the realm. Yet I can't help but think this all could be different somehow. If the world knew what Wakanda really is, we'd have their respect. The outside world doesn't know us at all. It is time for me to change that. To be continued. Holy fuck, we only... Oh, this is a funny map. I love this type of maps at the end of the stories. This one looks specifically very, very good. It's simple, but it can give you an idea of where is all the places in Wakanda and in all the country. Damn, we only have 2 issues. I thought we could end this on this stream, but if we don't, maybe we could try it later on another stream. I don't know. I have to see that. Let's see if we can end this on this stream, or at least half of it, and maybe we can finish it tomorrow. Who knows? Let's see how much we can advance. Rise of the Black Panther. Mr. Follow. Now, damn. As I told you, I love how this book has been giving us a lot of context of Black Panther. Actually, it's not just about T'Challa, but about all its story. You know, it's like all the story of the Black Panther, if I can talk it correctly. Not only about T'Challa, but about his father, about his grandfather, about his uncle, about everyone. It's like something I like about the character of Black Panther is that the character itself is not just a person, but it represents a whole country. Black Panther per se is not T'Challa or T'Chaka. Black Panther is Wakanda in general. And as far as we've been reading on these first two issues, that's something it actually... It has been... How can I say this? But as far as we've seen, they have been... sorry. Okay, let me start again. Black Panther, for what I've been understanding, is, and as I see him, is not a character per se. It's not only T'Challa, T'Chaka, or his uncle, or Shuri, or something like that. It's the representation of a nation. Therefore, Black Panther doesn't involve only a character. Black Panther is per se Wakanda itself. And it's like a union of all the Wakandians and all the country into one character to make justice, to protect the country, and to represent what they can do to the rest of the world. And that is something this book has been acknowledging very, very, very well. More than I expected. It's like... It gave you a lot of context. It shows you a little bit of how is Wakanda itself. But it also shows you how the Black Panthers, the representatives of Wakanda, interact with the rest of the country. And therefore, the country interacts with the rest of the world. And that is actually one of the things that represents the character of Black Panther. You know, you can have, other kings like Namor, or for example in this new Black Adam movie, Black Adam that represents Kandar, but they don't do this thing like Black Panther does. You know, there's a difference between Namor, Black Adam, and Black Panther, and you can see it clearly here in this comic book. That's why only with 2 issues I can say that this is a very good starting point, especially because it doesn't have a lot of exposition, you know, over exposition. I think that's the word. It doesn't have a lot of over exposition. It tends to show you what you need to know about Black Panther and his relations. That is also another thing I love about this thing. It's not only, Wakanda, Wakanda, Wakanda. No, it's Wakanda, yes, but it also shows you the other side of the world. How they interact with S.H.I.E.L.D., with the Atlantis, with their villains, with other countries. It has a very political essence impregnated on the book. I cannot say it's like a social critic or something like that, but it's an appreciation of what Black Panther represents and what are the best parts of the character. If you ever want to read this again by yourselves to start on Black Panther, I think this will be the best idea. If you want someone to start reading Black Panther, this could actually be a good comic. I mean, trust me, okay? This is coming from someone that never read a Black Panther comic before. I only saw him, as I can tell you, as a secondary character on other books, on the TV show of the Avengers, and on the movies itself. That was my only experience with Black Panther. And reading this, I thought it will be not so good, or even bad. But no, I'm kinda surprised by why we encountered it here, to be honest. As I can tell you, this could be a perfect starting point. I mean, it's working for me, to be honest. This as a starting point is working for me very well. So, now let's continue with issue 3. It's not every day that a new country suddenly appears on the world map, but that's what's happened this morning today, the East African nation of Wakanda. Fury! I haven't heard about this oblivious hostile nation run by a bunch of, I hate to break it to you, Senator Kelly, but there's a little thing called priority security clearance, and you don't have it. Introduce itself. No way, Namor has electricity enough to have his own TV on the Kingdom of Atlantis. Introduce itself to the world in dramatic fashion, revealing a seeming paradise teeming with technological marvels. Many of the kingdom advanced technologies. T'Challa, you nape fool. You invited them in? Are built using vibranium. Betcha these lowlifes wish they were living there. Don't you, Lucas? A mysterious super mineral found only in Wakanda, in a speech this morning. King T'Challa of Wakanda said that he's ending centuries of secrecy so that his country can help usher peace and progress around the world. Response from the international community has ranged from cautious optimism to skeptical disbelief. Wow, we're at MIT, but they're the ones with flying cars. Home. I can finally go home. 1 week ago. Run it all down for me again, Agent Sidwell. The SHIELD helicarrier. Just so I know that we're about to send some of the most powerful people in the world into, well, Agent Wu, 48 hours ago, all over Africa, embassy offices of all 5 permanent United Nations Security Council countries received packages. And there's a note that said, the King of Wakanda requests the honor of your presence at an exhibition of the latest advances from the Wakanda Design Group. Please RSUP to... What is all this? That's a email within 48 hours. Scanned and clear per standard protocols. They all contain the same invitation. Speak up, comrade. I can hardly hear you. Huh? Are you saying something to me? Individuals in the presence of invitations later reported a mysterious drop in decibel levels whenever the card was out of its container. Lovely. 24 hours later, the invite disintegrated. Pre-programmed molecular disassembly probably. All this from a place we've never heard of before. King of Wakened. Correct, sir. Strings for Wakanda return with Wakened looks like a data is being tweeted in transit. But those rigs are double encrypted. I know. The way I see it, Sidwell, the King Tutulan is throwing a birthday party. Sir, whoever doesn't accept this freaking invitation misses out on the chance to get a goodie bag. And we all want goodie bags, right? Yes, we do. And based on what little we know about this fairy tale kingdom, these goodie bags are going to be amazing. So none of these countries wants to be the one to not get a goodie bag. Oh, I get it. This is a metaphor for the... This guy is such stupid. He's an asshole. Oh, I get it. This is a metaphor for the tech. Come on, bro. How did you didn't understood that? Oh my god. Which is why diplomats from the 5 most powerful countries in the world are currently boarding a mystery plane to the land of the Awakened. Right, the email responses, which also disappeared, assured their safety and specified no military personnel, no escorts, only ambassadors, and support staff. Any luck reaching the Fantastic Four or anybody else who can make lightning come out of their nipples? Most active duty Avengers are off planet, and Professor Richards and family are unreachable. But Mr. Stark said he'd send his bodyguard over. I guess he's a man of his word. Look out the window. Iron Man to SHIELD. I've got visual on the plane. It's picking up speed at an insane rate, but sensors show no signs of vibration or heat increase. What's that thing made of? Just hang back, Iron Man. We don't want to spook this T'Challa guy. At this speed, they'll be halfway across the Atlantic in 30 minutes, diverting additional power to thrusters. The plane, it's just gone. No visual and none of my sensors can pick it up. We are so fired, aren't we, sir? Bro, who the fuck is this guy? Jones and the rest of the old howlers are on a fishing trip, so you have time to pack up your desk at least. Sit well. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Wakanda? Could I have some water? I am Dora Milaje, a warrior born. I do not serve. Ooh, thank you for following! I don't know who you are, sorry, but I can see it here. I love you, Sabrok. Mwah! I will send you a kiss for following me. Mwah. Thank you for coming here and watching me read Black Panther, The Rise of the Black Panther. One of my new favorite origin stories ever made, and we're only at the third issue out of 6. It has been pretty good actually. I can't even understand how good it was. This is like one of the biggest surprises I've been having reading comic books during the last months, to be honest. Let's see what they still say. You may ask Kimoyo for your water. Oh, okay then. You must be Kimoyo. Will it be possible to get some water? I am not Kimoyo. Kimoyo is all around you. Speak and Kimoyo will assist. Hello, Kimoyo? Bonjour, madame. Que vous faire for boss? Je voudrais limbutili de boss plate. Ooh! Amazing voice recognition like this is supposed to be years away. Tribal Council Chamber, the Wakandan Royal Palace. Our history signs of one Wakanda unified against those who will never plunder us. Does anyone know why T'Challa has called us here on such short notice? He's the king. Doesn't need really a reason. A reason? Does he? Saiyan always scheduled it in advance at least. T'Chaka, Bast bless him, would have had a feast at the ready, but there are many Wakandas. Greetings, honored ones. Thank you all for coming on such a short notice. Let me be the first to thank you for the return of our lost ones, King T'Challa. I hope we are here to discuss retaliation. We cannot let such an act stand unanswered. It's true. It's true that I've gathered you here to talk about our borders, Gangsa, but we will not need the drums of war. The miners and builders in Kinamasi, the farmers in Alkama, the scientists and beginners and engineers in Birnin Sana. Since the time of Ashenga, we've controlled our destiny as few other nations have. Yet my own father's death and more recent events have shown that our isolation make us targets. Oh my god. Today I am the first step forward ending the isolation. The world will see Wakanda and know our strength. They all believe it is they who keep Wakanda unconquered and self-sufficient. Blasphemy! This council will not abide such a break with history, and all them will hate what's about to happen. I'm afraid you have no choice, Haruch. At this very moment, a delegation of United Nations representatives is landing outside the palace. History happened to me once. I didn't like it. Now, who will join me in greeting our guests and showing them the glories of Wakanda? After being buffeted by winds of tragedy, I resolved from then on to be the one who makes history. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming. I'm sure you have many questions. Let me begin by saying that I am King T'Challa, who invited you here to Nation of Wakanda. These tribal council members represent that many groups that make up Wakanda. So, they're the ruling body? No. I am the ruling body. Harum! I've requested your presence because I believe that Wakanda can make the world a better, safer place. The Wakanda Design Group. Despite the efforts of some, Wakanda has not suffered the same interruptions as elsewhere on the continent. We are the only place on the planet in possession of vibranium, a metal that absorbs energy and vibration. Ages ago, vibranium was shrouded in might and mystery. Those capable of extracting the raw ore became valuable members of our society. Now they teach others at the Extraction Academy. You see, children, our metal won't move unless you talk to it. Tell it its purpose. For centuries, we had midwives in remote villages use hopes of vibranium to create quiet birthing circles to bring our babies into the world. Aww. Hunters had cubs anklets and spears crafted from the metal so that their prey Couldn't hear them coming. Our uninterrupted technological development, along with vibranium, has allowed Wakanda to create technologies found nowhere else on Earth. We're experimenting with buildings, materials infused with vibranium's unique kinetic energy absorption properties. Imagine a city that could not only survive an earthquake, but harness all that terrible energy as a power source. The aircraft that brought you here uses prototype engines with vibranium enhancements that allowed it to run cleaner, quieter, and faster. Prototype engine 1 of 5. That plane was also housed in a cloaking shell that absorbs and manipulates sounds and visible light. Funnily enough, it's the work of an ecologist who wanted to observe wildlife being seen or heard. When deployed at the molecular level, vibranium can absorb the bonding forces that hold matter together. But don't worry, we've only run trials of small inanimate objects so far. A short while later, the technologies you've seen are all still in various stages of development at the design group. Taku here is helping me with very promising work on the Kimoyo operating system that flew your plane. Excuse me, King T'Challa. I fear the hate is getting to me. Taku, please have someone escort Miss Dolinskaya back to their quarters. I can't believe we're seeing these kinds of technology on this continent. Actually, Mr. Chen, I recently hosted a family of 4 and their American indigenous friends, and they too expressed fantastic levels of incredulity at our science. You heard me? But I was speaking so quietly! Wakandan kings have excellent hearing. A family tradition. King T'Challa, perhaps I misunderstood. You said Wakanda has kept itself secret from the world. It has, with the exception of a few individuals. Then why is the shield of an American adventurer on display here? The captain stumbled upon us when the world was awash in war. He proved himself to be a man of honor, and we gifted him with a small amount of vibranium. Is this true, Miss Jamesley? If it were, and I'm not saying it is, it'd be classified info. Captain America's current indestructible shield only exists thanks to a gift from one of our forebears. Thanks to a gift from one of our forefathers. I had this older, more fragile one mounted as a reminder of how our nation can help win wars and tend off disaster. You're showing off with all this fancy capability, King T'Challa, but how do we know that you haven't been meddling in our nation's affairs? Such talk! If we had deigned to touch your sciences or economies, they'd be all the better for it. Consider what you've seen today. Wakanda hasn't used fossil fuels in decades. The average Wakandan has access to free universal health and education systems. To what end would we meddle? So you're saying this country is a paradise? No, Mr. Jamesley. Paradise is lack of complexity. For better or worse, complexity has always abounded in Wakanda. My king, I have Chief Security Officer Wakabi on your secure line. Damn, I would love to live in Wakanda now that I think about it. It looks like a great place to live. They have all this technology, and he's basically he's not doing that on purpose, but basically he's letting everyone else look like an idiot or like a Neanderthal compared to Wakanda. My king, we're receiving odd alerts from the roof of the design group building. A malfunction perhaps? Unlikely. All systems shows green. Unlikely. All systems shows green. Yet data indicates a human-sided dead zone moving across our motion sensor arrays. I'll investigate it personally. Hours in the company of these men, and I tell you, Jimao, surely none of them are warriors or rulers. As I understand it, Kansa, they are envoys asked to parley with other nations. That makes their softness even more inexcusable. Our most feeble children could wrestle them into submission. Oh, poor guys, everyone is shitting on them. Honored guest, I'm being called away by urgent matters. I hope to rejoin all you shortly. Okay, I'm on the roof, Taku. My senses detect a faint trail that suddenly disappears, like it blinks out of existence. Whoop! King T'Challa, are you alright? I found Wakabi human-sided dead zone. Some king of intruder giving off no sense or sound, only the rush of air from his attack enabled me to dodge it. Who are you? What do you want here? T'Challa! Now is not a good time, Shuri. I can't believe you didn't tell me you were inviting outsiders to Wakanda. Look, I understand the need for secrecy, but I'm your sister. Why give me alpha security clearance if you're not going to tell me anything? What was? Are you in a fight? With who? Yet to be determined. A masked man with enhanced strength and speed who gives off no sense, sound, or body heat. Sensors have lost you, sire. Are you there? Brother, are you alright? Answer us. I'm scrambling security forces to your location. No, Takui, just experienced some kind of chronospatial displacement, but I'm fine. A teleporter? In Wakanda? Shush. Yes, Taku, you know what to do. The experimental Panther raiments I've been working on are still in the premises, yes? They are, sir, but you haven't field tested anything in that loadout. I'd say this is a perfect opportunity. Theory 1 confirmed. Assailants had cybernetic enhancement. Material data from my claws inbound for Theory 2. Taku, is now really the time for theories, T'Challa? Science under duress is the sweetest kind, sister. Taku, what did my brother mean when he said you know what to do? Well, princess, first you need to understand that I hate teleporters. We're a country that stayed hidden for centuries. The idea of an outsider able to pop into the realm at will gave me nightmares. So I designed a database that cataloged all no teleportation energy signatures for my PhD project at Medina University. This is a really long answer. The king hired me to help his anti-teleportation ideas. Less explaining, more deploying. Taku, your king commands you. Counter frequency profile uploaded to energy grenade, my lord. As I was about to say, Princess Shuri, I can remotely configure the king's weapon with counter frequency that cancel out teleport attempts. This particular energy signature wasn't in my database, so it looks a bit longer. All of this tech is still in beta, so AGG! There may be some kinks to work out. Theory 2 update. Counter frequency grenades shattered a silence energy casing and caused teleport malfunction. Likely the same energy is behind both. Teleport dropped us in the northern game preserve. Shuri, put that security clearance to good use and access the Nacharu Silema servers. See if you can identify your assailant. The game of the King Spy Networks, which means the sound that leaves make when danger is on the wind in Wakanda. The only things coming up are the rumors of Madripoor Darknet about a mysterious operative called the Winter Soldier. Teleport jumps happening at regular intervals, Taku. Theory 3. Someone else strategically placed teleportation anchors inside the design group buildings, but that would mean that there's a second infiltrator, someone who's been here. Indeed, Shuri. Have you come up with anything more on this Winter Soldier? Compatriots? Affiliations? I'm cross-referencing around intelligence databases by the ancestors. By the ancestors! What have you found, Shuri? Nothing! I mean, it's nothing. Just a dead end. Taku, tell Wakubi to prep a security team with energy siphon loadouts and set all track to teleport frequency. I'm going to test Theory 3. My word! What's happening? Who are these people? Where's security? Wakanda stands ready. Your sovereign is under attack. The king? Where? King T'Challa stands before you in his role as the Black Panther, living embodiment of Wakanda's warrior spirit. What in the world is he wearing? The king's new clothes were made by his own hands, using the realm's finest advancements to protect his people. See this chaos, T'Challa? You damned us all this with this foolish decision. No, Kanska, I knew they would come, with their ploys, secrets and greeds. I let them spring their gambit, so they could see how the Black Panther defends his realm. My lord, your third theory was confirmed. The Dola Milash captured the source of the teleportation energy. Excellent, Taku. We have Wakabi and the Dora Milash bring it to my location. Now clear the room. What happens next is for the king's eyes only. None of what transpired today is the will of the people, T'Challa. The council demands. Challenge day is months away, Garush. Until then, I rule as I rule. You will leave now. Theory 4. Can we stop with the theories already? I can hear you smile. I can hear the smile. You know. The Winter Soldier's unnatural silence and focus are the result of behavior modification, which an energy siphon dagger can disrupt. Oh no. They made me do something again. Where are you? Who are you? Who are they? I don't know names or faces. They don't let me remember. They they make me forget. Wait. The shield. I know that shield. I remember. T'Challa? What's happening? Theory 4 confirmed. The pure soul has passed out, either from strain or a brainwash protocol. Soon, and now, honored guest, we shall have an understanding between us. King T'Challa, I give you my word that none of us knew anything about this horrific threat. Your word isn't enough, Mr. Hambrick. Unless Wakanda's imminent application to the United Nations gets an unanimous vote from the Security Council, the entire world will learn that Wakanda's peaceful invitation to your nations was met with attempts of terrorism, assassination, and death. But we just represent the 5 permanent members of states of the Security Council. An unanimous vote means getting 10 more countries to agree. Then you had best start those conversations soon. No, for I plan to introduce the rest of the world to Wakanda in 1 week. Wakabi learned that Miss Dolinskaya was in trust a Russian mutant named Laina Pretovia. She was blackmailed into the infiltration attempt by a rogue intelligence organization called the Red Room. They wanted her to steal the technologies used in the invitation I sent out in exchange for her brother's life. The Winter Soldier and Miss Dolinskaya disappeared in another teleport before we could get them to custody. Satellite data doesn't show them or the energy frequency anywhere in the continent. A timed failsafe. Most likely, no matter what I need. Time to update the anti-teleportation protocols. Taku. I need a private audience with you, Saiyan. Now! Mind your tone is, T'Challa may be king now, but tradition still dictates that I be treated with respect. Tradition? Respect? Where were those when you convinced of this abomination? This Project Coco? How did you, long-range bomb schematics, kill some projections? We have never been aggressors, uncle. You don't understand. Outsiders killed my brother. They were going to come back. I had to make sure we were ready. You saw us as children that Wakanda uses force justly. That it doesn't attack or interfere. This violates This violates everything the realm stands for. Perhaps it does. Perhaps it does in your naive view. But it was my job to make sure there will still be a Wakanda to believe in. The Golden City shines because we build a better world than the one outside the walls. Your words, uncle. Guess I was naive to ever believe them. I'm having such a hard time finishing this. Such victories, Ramonda. Outsiders outside left and right. T'Challa is proving to be quite the Black Panther. I know you don't mean that as a compliment, Changamair. Can we change the subject? Are you going to visit my homeland with me? When is your family going to melt down these crowns? I love T'Chaka, Changamair. Wakanda finally accepted me when all we grieved as one. I can't just whisper in my son's ear to tear down his ancestors' legacy. You always were a good student, my queen, so hit me well. One day, you and your son may no longer have a choice in the changes to come. It's been a week since the UN representatives visit. Yesterday, I introduced the world to Wakanda. Today, Shuri and I visit the Security Council in New York City. Thank you for telling me about this project, Coco. This Project Coco, sister. These nations are wary enough about the realm. It'd be disastrous if word of a secret Wakandan weapon program became public. I still can't believe it myself, Sian. Did what he felt he had to do. He had to. Mr. James Lee, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasure to see some of you again. Thank you for this body has discussed last week's. incidents. So let's get right to the point, King T'Challa. With all that we've seen so far, what could Wakanda ever need from any of our nations? Trust, Mr. James Lee. Trust. I don't understand. Wakanda has survived for centuries by concealing itself and erasing rumors of its existence. History has told us that we cannot trust outsiders. Yet I see the present Yet I see a present where wonders and terrors tear across the sky, and know that Wakanda's future rests in the ability to create trust beyond our borders. I want Wakanda to help secure peace and progress across the planet we all share, and hopefully Wakanda will learn that there are people we can work together with. Brother, you sure did inherit our father's gift for persuasion? I'm pretty sure that. I dare not believe! My king! My king! All hail Wakanda! A Wakandan? My name is Eric. I mean, Nidajaka. People don't say it right here. It's been so long since they took me. T'Challa. Nahadaka was the name of the one accountant. For adoptee. Please take me back to Wakanda. Back home. Later. I never thought I'd see the Golden City again. The palace. Everything. It's all gotten so much bigger. We all have someone get to settle in, Nahadaka. Welcome back, my king. How goes it, Taku? I've calibrated the teleportation count and frequencies as you requested, and have been running routing tests. As you know, there's a picosecond of downtime in the reviewed sequence. Yes? What of it? Well, sir, I'm afraid someone got in during the showtime. Who? Doom desires an audience with the ruler of Wakanda. Ooh! Damn! We're finishing on the best part now. The next one... Oh, I wanna see that. Doom is always such a badass enemy. It's like... You can always see Doctor Doom in every single comic book, and in every appearance he has, he will always be one of the baddest villains ever being. I remember I read a comic book about him and Silver Surfer where he stole literally the powers of the Silver Surfer to become an Herald of Galactus and use that power to conquer the world, I think. And it was like, god damn it, he was like a freaking god, basically. And then you have there, in a 2-issue miniseries with Silver Surfer trying to defend himself and the people of the Earth from this fucking madman. But oh my god. Okay, damn. I think we will stop today here on this issue. We will continue tomorrow. I thought we will end this on a 2-hour stream, but I don't think that will be possible. So, in the meantime, we will gonna take a rest because, oh my god, reading all those dialogues with my voice was extremely hard. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay, as I was saying, in the meantime, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna finish this comic tomorrow, so stay tuned, okay? We will be doing it probably at the same hour. Yeah, maybe at the same hour. I don't know yet, to be honest. But in the meantime, let's just rest. Let's have it a little cliffhanger so we can end it. In the meantime, this has been actually a very good comic. This is one of the biggest surprises I've ever encountered. I never found Black Panther like the most interesting character. I mean, I like it. I think it's a good character. I think it's interesting enough to have a lot of fans, but I never was one of them, you know? I was like, oh, Black Panther. Well, what a good apparition. Next one. But with this one, I think I'm becoming a Black Panther fan, you know? As I was saying, I love all the exposition it gave about the Black Panther world and Wakanda and the relationships with all the rest of the world without being boring. It's not overwhelming. It actually let you be a exposition driven story, you know? The story will tell you all you need to know about Wakanda. You don't need a narrator or some shit like that to start telling you, oh, Wakanda is an empire of nations and shit like that. Maybe we had a little bit of that on issue 3, but overall, and the rest of the story, it wasn't like that. You don't need a narrator telling you all that, oh, and there was kings like King T'Challa, King T'Chaka, and all shit like that. No. All that can be learned by only reading the comic book. And that's that's how I can describe my experience at the moment with this comic. That's why I'm liking it so much. It has an interesting story. You can understand how it's hard to be a king on Wakanda. Why every single king they have think like that. They have a great personality. Every single one of them. They made different decisions. You can clearly see that every single one of them is a different person. Yet every one of them has the same idea and the same objective: protect Wakanda and make sure their nation is sacred and never betrayed. So yeah, I think I'm a Black Panther fan now. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different miniseries I will be reading by myself in the meantime because I wanna keep seeing a lot of Black Panther. I know there's one written by Christopher Priest, I think, at the starts of the 20th century. I will try to check that one day. Not today, not tomorrow, because that one is a long series and I'm still reading a lot of comics aside from those ones. But hey, this is actually a very, very, very good comic book overall. And all the appearances of secondary characters like Captain America, Iron Man, now Doom, even Doom will appear on the next issue, has been very, very good so far, very interesting. Especially the Doom one, I mean, he's such a great character to the point that only with one panel he can make a big presence and feel so intimidating. That's why I love Doom so much. This is definitely one of the best villains ever made. I need to read more Fantastic Four comic books, to be honest. He's the reason I want to read more comic books. Fantastic Four comic books, sorry. To see how good he can be and how bad he can be. I even read it a little bit of Infamous Iron Man. Oh well, not Infamous Iron Man per se, but his appearances on Marvel 2-in-1 from 2017 by Chip Zdarsky and Cliff Chiang, I think was the artist, and it was actually well. I mean, I like it, the idea of having Doom trying to be a hero, because he still was like a freaking madman, an egocentric bitch, and all that stuff. But aside from that, he was, well, what can I tell you? He was still Doom, He was still Victor Von Doom with all that personality. And yeah, well, I'm so freaking hyped for the next issue. Anyway, guys, let's continue reading Rise of the Black Panther because this is easily one of the best origin stories I've ever seen. It's a great one, and it's one of the biggest surprises I've ever encountered. And the narrative is kinda, well, I'm not gonna say it's next level narrative. It's not like it is extremely experimental or extraordinary. It's very basic. I don't wanna say it's generic, because it's not generic. It has a lot of personality, but aside from the faces that I don't like them so much, you can see, I feel that in every single panel, all the characters have always the same face. They don't tend to have a lot of facial expressions changed, and even when they are, it's not like a very big change. Maybe that is something I don't like, but aside from that, you can clearly understand the flow of the lecture. It has a very good narrative, a very good flow. I'm not gonna say it's a light read because it's not. You can see that we spent 2 hours on the stream and we only finished the half of the lecture. Maybe the next one will be also another 2 hours. But aside from that, the narrative of this comic, it works. Okay, it works. Especially on the fights, you can clearly see that there is a flow over here. Unfortunately, I didn't allow it the cursor to show you how the flow is with the cursor, but I could think you can clearly see it. This clearly was drawn by a professional, someone who actually understands the sequential narrative and in the visual medium of comic books. And the lettering, I have a little problem with the lettering, especially on scenes where there are two characters talking in the radio like this, because you can tend to get confused from who is talking. You know, like in this scene, you have Shuri and also have Taku talking like from a radio, and you cannot know who is the one talking until they say their names. And I think that could be done better, giving them a more, how can I say this, a more specific, yes, a more specific balloon dialogue, you know? They could make it more personalized for every single one of them so you can understand who is talking. Especially when they change between Taku, Shuri, and also T'Challa, because for example, on this one, it's now T'Challa who is talking. And I can clearly see that, for example, here one now is not a good time, Shuri. That's not actually a problem because you are on another scene, but before that, yeah, you can confuse a little bit when you are with T'Challa. Aside from that, action sequences very good. I didn't expect that for a book that was more about knowing Black Panther and Wakanda and stuff like that, but they tended to be very good. You know, as I can tell you, they're not that experimental. It's like a generic comic book narrative, but it's a generic comic book narrative that works. So I don't have any complaint about that. It actually is good. But I think that, yeah, the main point that makes this series so interesting is the fact that you see how T'Challa and Wakanda in general interact with the rest of the world. That is one of my favorite parts of the comic book, and the reason I could keep continue reading this, to see in every different issue how they interact with a different character, a different nation, a different something. For example, in this one, they already interacted a little bit with Doom, with the United Nations, and principally with the Winter Soldier. On issues before this one, we saw them interacting with Iron Man. Well, not Iron Man per se, the Starks. Okay, they interacted with the Starks. They interacted with Captain America. They even interacted with Namor, and all those interactions that are per issue, I think they're the soul of this series so far, because you can see how they develop the relationship with other nations and characters, and how Wakanda became to be what it is today, you know? A nation that can have good relationships with other nations, and how Black Panther, the representative and king, can solve problems teaming up with other characters. Let's see, let's have a little spoil, okay? On issue 4 we will have Doom. On issue 5 we will have I don't know. Nah, who is on issue 5? Oh, it's Storm. They will acknowledge on issue 5 that Storm and T'Challa had a relationship, probably. And on issue 6, they will have maybe the fight against Killmonger. I don't know. We will see that on the next stream. But until that, I think this is a good time to say goodbye for today. I will see you all tomorrow for the rest of the Rise of the Black Panther read along. Until the meantime, hasta la vista, babies!